Cassiano Aquino. I'm a Tech Lead DevOps engineer here at Zendesk in Dublin. Zendesk is a software as a service company. We provide a service that is a help desk solution. So we give like this customer support tool that you can use to support your own customers. What I mean about being lazy is that I don't want to do more effort than it's needed to accomplish a task. Usually first because I'm lazy is the first thing, and second because usually if you put too much effort, you start to create complex solutions usually. So my approach is different. So instead I look what the problem is and what is the requirements to solve this problem, and then I try to get or to build or to get the tool that has the minimum set of requirements to solve this problem. Don't bring me the solution, bring me the problem, and I will try to help to get the solution. So when you do this, like the guy say, okay, I need to use Redis. So we can say, okay, you can use Cache because it's dropping replacement. So I feel that the trick is first, you need to have people dedicated working on this. And second is that you need to always ask the question about what's the problem that you're trying to solve instead of accepting the solution coming from someone else. One thing that we are afraid like is the vendor lock-in in Zendesk. But for example, the things that we use, for example, RDS, we can replace this by MySQL. Cache, we can replace by main cache and Redis. Elasticsearch, we can also replace. So the core of our infrastructure is not vendor dependent. We just replaced the open source technology by AWS itself. And for products that they are locked in with AWS, because usually we have a concept of a pod here. So a pod is the entire Zendesk infrastructure that we have multiple pods across the world. So what we do, for example, imagine that you need to build a new product, but I want to use, for example, Kinesis or something that only exists in AWS. I'll tell you, okay, you can use Kafka. No, I want Kinesis because of this, and then you give me a good answer why you need to use it. So what will happen is that we provide you a dedicated infrastructure in AWS just for your application, because this is not part of the whole stack that is generic. And exactly because why we do this, because to any feature that we have, like I feel that having a data center also help us, because every time that we need to build a new software, that we need to build a new solution or deliver something to our customers, one requirement to go general availability is that this needs to be deployed everywhere, not only in AWS, but also in our own data centers. So to this to happen, we can't be locked in with AWS. So some of like, we don't have any of this more specific solutions on our core business, just in the external things that we can easily replace in the future if it's necessary. But we don't block anyone in doing so if they have a good reason why. We do have like, it's a mixture of both. We have a global team that is spread across the world, that is a single team, but we also do what we call embedded ops. Because we do have like 65 Scrum teams here, so we do have like the bigger Scrum teams that generate more tasks. We do have an embedded ops that this guy works like it's a consultant. They always there to help, to give solutions, how to improve code, how to optimize things, queries, anything that is necessary. And then we have the central team that this is still split in multiple groups. We have like our edge team that takes care, for example, CDN, or border engine access. It takes care of all that is customer facing. Then we have like the asynchronous layer that takes care of all the workers and other stuff that is not directly connected to the browser of the customer. Then we have like 4 or 5 teams that they're split across this, and we have one team that is or generalist team, that this team is like, it's the glue around this, that is people that is comfortable, like, because these teams, they have a lot of specialists. We have what we call SMEs, is the subject matter experts. So these teams, they have SMEs like Elasticsearch SME, Kafka SME, and we have this generalist guys that is one guy that we joke that is a person that he has an ocean of knowledge, but is like this height of the ocean. So he knows a lot. He knows about everything. So he's able to give solutions for any one of the teams and to bring things together. Because what is the main issue that happens? Is when you split teams, the main issue that happens is uh, the problem is not mine. Like when you need to solve a problem, it's like, okay, no, the edge is working, it's not the edge. The problem is on the other team. So we need to have the generalist team that is the guy that is able to go anywhere and say, no, the problem is not here, it's there. So you need to fix it. Because this happens sometimes. So we have this team that is the one that makes everything to work together. The tactic that we have here to manage bottlenecks across like distributing resources is that first we have like global resource that we call first is the PD, that is the pager duty, is the person that is responsible by the fire, anything that is burning, the infrastructure, alerts and anything. Then we have another person that is the ticket duty, that we rotate this functionality across the team. So each team has one guy that is TD. So what this person you will do, any random ticket, because like these people does not handle you handle any project, any big project. It's just like tasks up to 3 hours. Anything that is above 3 hours, this needs to go with a project manager because they need to schedule time. And so anything that is like, I need to adjust a memory in an application or to see why a deployment is failing. All these things, they you go or to PD or TD. That is the biggest amount of tasks we have. And we have people across all the time zones working on this. Uh, the challenges that I have faced at holding out DevOps at Zendesk, I think that we still have. The biggest challenge is that no one is really sure if you are doing right. Because there is no recipe, there is like, uh, no matter if someone says, this is how the following company is doing, how Zendesk is doing, how the other company is doing, this does not mean that it will work for you. Each company, like, you need to find your own way. And another thing is that you should not be afraid of changing this process. Because like you see that this as the company grows, as the requirement of the process changes, as the development team change, some things go from Kanban to Scrum and they go back and now they use waterfall. You need also to change the way that you do DevOps. Dev and Ops, like in the past before this, they were like enemies, almost enemies. They had like, oh, this guy is asking me this crazy stuff and I don't know why. And but one thing that the people forget is that both sides are trying to solve the same problem, but at different points of views. So I feel that DevOps came to solve exactly this relationship problem that we had with. I will not even call ops. I will call sysadmin because I was one before. That was like the guy that no one wanted to talk in the corner, and the developers that the developers. I feel that they always hear business because business is generally demanding and they are not implementing features because they want. It's because the business is telling you, you need this, I need this new feature or this change or templating or whatever. So, but ops never was like this. Ops, it was like, okay, install my SQL server, install Apache server here. They never heard the other side. They never heard contact. They never heard had contact with this. So I feel that we kind of created a wild beast. So I feel like DevOps came to tame the wild beast to try to bring the operation close to the business. I feel that is similar to the what I was telling you about the challenges is don't be afraid of changing. Uh, like you go and you create a process, then you start to work, and you see that it's not working. Go and change this because maybe it's not the right process to your team. I will not even say business or company or everything because this is about the team, the people. It's more about how people relate, how people see each other. So if you see that, okay, you try with a segregated ops team and have a segregated and they do requests through ticket, whatever, and you see, okay, this is not good enough. You try to put someone internal, and if it does not work, move the guy back, try something different. So you should not be afraid of changing. And this is not only for who is managing these teams, it's also for the DevOps and for the developers itself, because for you being moved around, some people like they get demotivated, like, oh, yesterday I was on the team, now I'm back here, so what these guys want from me? They need to understand that this is like it's a process that's not exact. Everyone is trying to solve the problem. One thing that the VP from Zendesk told me once, Every time that you are talking with someone, if you are in a meeting to debate how to build a product or what solution to use, never forget that the guy that is on the other side, he's trying to solve the same problem as you. Even if you both don't agree, he worked with you. He's trying to solve the same problem, but he has a different experience from you or a different knowledge from you. Because sometimes it's not about experience, it's about knowledge that are different things. So no, usually don't solve a problem. Even when you say, I'm saying no because to avoid future problems. No, you're saying no for someone trying to solve a problem now. So sit together with the guy and try to understand what's the problem that he's trying to solve and try to work together.